final presenter, it's my pleasure to introduce, is Katherine Lucey with Solar Sister.
My name is Katherine Lucey, and I'm the founder of Solar Sister. I'm so delighted to be here today and tell you a little bit about our program. Solar Sister is a social enterprise that is building the most effective last-mile distribution system in rural Africa, using the Empowered Women network of entrepreneurs to deliver clean energy products right to the place where they're most needed, right at the doorstep of the people living without access to electricity. I am a late blooming social entrepreneur, as you can tell. I took a 20-year detour on Wall Street, and so I come at this with a little bit of a different angle than many people. And I like to get right to the value proposition. After spending 20 years on Wall Street, I spent another 8 years doing not-for-profit leadership work, working in solar in East Africa, and I have recently turned my attention to distribution and marketing. So I'm going to start off with a little marketing gambit here and introduce you to Solar Sister, if it'll stay. $1.6 billion people lack access to electricity. That's 1/4 of the world's population. In Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa, 85% of rural homes don't have access to the grid. Families burn candles and kerosene for light that is dim, wavering, it's toxic, it's unhealthy, it's unsafe, and it's expensive. They spend $2 a week just for kerosene, just for light. We've heard this mentioned today, and it's true, up to 30% of their annual income. But all of that adds up. That 30% of income, that $2 a day adds up, and the off-grid market for energy is a $1 trillion annual market. So the question is, where's that money coming from? Who's spending it? In other words, who's the customer? Well, in rural Africa, the customer is a woman. 70% of those living without electricity are women and girls. And even in households that are headed by males, it's the woman who makes the daily energy purchase. She's the one who walks to the store, fills up the Coke bottle with kerosene, and brings it home. We have seen here today some amazing products and innovations for clean energy. And already there is appropriate technology that's affordable, it's available, it's rugged, it's appropriate for the base of the pyramid customer. But someone has to distribute it. And that someone is Solar Sister. Solar Sister uses a women-powered network of entrepreneurs. Reaching out to the women customer base, we find that the woman-to-woman sales, that heartfelt understanding of exactly what this product can mean for you and your family, is the best-selling technique of all. It's a mouth-to-mouth marketing, and it's a distributed sales technique, a distributed business model that requires very little capital expenditure or hard costs, and built on variable cost off of a commissioned sales team. So Solar Sister is a grassroots solution for a global problem. We've been operating for the last 1.5 years in East Africa. You can see in Uganda, South Sudan, and Rwanda, we have 130 entrepreneurs who are successfully selling product into their market. We find tremendous pull. There's great demand for clean energy. People understand not only the health and education benefits of having a clean, bright light in their home, but they understand very much the economic benefits, that when you replace a kerosene lamp with a solar lamp, that it produces a family income benefit by avoiding expense of $100 per year. So let's take a little bit of look at how it actually works. This is the business. Solar Sister invests in women entrepreneurs. The women sell clean energy products, a diversified bag. We give them a business in a bag, which is training, marketing support, and inventory. About 1 month's inventory, it's $300 in the bag that they sell to their communities through one-on-one sales. They earn margin, about 30% margin up on the bag, of which they keep a 10% commission. And the balance is paid back to Solar Sister to cover off the cost of the inventory, as well as a return to cover off cost of operations. Inventory is then replenished for the woman entrepreneur, and the cycle begins again. Over and over, she sells 1 month bag worth every month, earning an income of about $480 on a basic business. And while that may not sound like a lot of money to you, it can be a doubling of that family's income. One of the keys of the Solar Sister model is that the woman is able to take on this business in a way that fits her life. We have entrepreneurs who are also teachers or healthcare workers and are out in the community already, and they use the Solar Sister model as business, as something to supplement their income, which maybe doesn't make ends meet. We have other entrepreneurs who this is their livelihood. They're single mothers, they may have 4 or 5 children, they have responsibilities that they can't pick up and go to work for 8 hours a day if there was even a job. And so this is a business that they can run out of their house, in their community, and fit in and around their other responsibilities. When the women sell clean energy to the communities, there is impact at the social level as well that is both measurable and economic. Households save money by not having to buy kerosene. They have brighter light for productivity. Improved education as children are able to study at night. Improved connectivity as some of the products also charge cell phones. And I think one of the lessons that I've learned is that people will pay to talk even if they won't pay for light. There is better health as they're no longer breathing in the fumes and reduce CO2. And that's better for the whole environment. So our distribution success is really built on our strategic partnerships. We have partnerships with the product makers, the Delights, the Tough Stuffs, and the Barefoot Powers of the world, because we're extending the reach of where they would otherwise be able to distribute their product with our Women's Economic Empowerment Program. We have strong relationships there. We also have strong partnerships within the communities, and we work with women's groups in the communities that support us by giving us good referrals of women entrepreneurs and also support over the time of our participation in that community. And most important of all is our partnerships with our entrepreneurs. By partnering with them and providing them with a defined business that they can pick up and start day one, we've reduced their entrepreneurial risk and given them an ability to be profitable and successful right from the start. So our competitive advantage is that we're using a women-based business. And I talk about this because, first of all, our customers are women and our salespeople are women, and that creates this incredible bond. One of the things that you may notice is Solar Sister is kind of a cute name. It's very catchy and it sticks in people's mind. But in East Africa, Solar Sister is a name of respect, of trust, and caring. And those are the values that we embody. So our model is very customer-centric. Our Solar Sister knows exactly when someone in her community has sold a cow. And therefore, she shows up on the next day and says, "Today's the day you're going to buy that solar light that you've been looking at." It really is the most effective last mile distribution system. We have a very strong listen and learn culture. Each community has different cultures, and to be able to roll out a sales program that meets all of their needs can be quite complicated. But because our business model is so simple, it gives us the ability to be on the ground with nuanced approaches. So we can take a look at the numbers here. And the thing that I most want to point out is that this is a very scalable and profitable business at scale. So we're looking to invest upfront in the capacity to build out the entrepreneur network and to build out the systems that support that network. It's a good financial return, and it's got a good impact as well. I think sometimes people ask, are you an impact first or are you financial first? And my answer is that I don't see those two things as being mutually exclusive. I think we are both impact and financial. It's a little like the question, are you smart or are you pretty? Well, Solar Sister is smart and pretty. So as we're scaling up the sales, what you see here is a lovely line to the left, And that's, or to your right, I guess, and that's based on both growing out the network of entrepreneurs. We're looking to build to 2,500 entrepreneurs by 2015 from our point right now where we have 103. And it's the other piece that drives that number up, which is really important to note, is that as the entrepreneurs gain experience, they also gain the ability to upsell. So where they start with maybe selling just a solar lamp or a solar phone charger, after a couple months they come back and say, I have a customer who wants a 3-light system. So great. We provide them with the training that they need to do a plug-and-play system, and they sell the $100 system. A few months later, one of them will come back and say, I have a school that's wanting to put in a whole system in their classrooms, and can we do that? And we say, great. And we provide them with the training and a technician to go out with them to do the assessment for an upscaled solar installation. And so what we're doing is we're lifting up women, both by giving them opportunity for income and by additional sales and training. I brought my own hockey stick with me, as everyone can see. And the first 3 years are the investment in capacity building that we need to be able to scale up this program across Africa and to reach out to build the network. As you see, we look to achieve financial break-even in 2014. Right now, we have already had a seed investment. That would be my back pocket, and friends and family. They seem to be running a little thin lately. And so we were lucky enough to receive some funding to prove out our concept in Uganda with a $200,000 grant. And we're now looking for additional funds to scale that up in our early expansion phase of $450,000. We're currently a nonprofit, and so we're looking for grant and debt funding because a big part of our cost in scaling up is actually the inventory that goes into setting up each solar sister. I feel that inventory turnover, which turns over every month, is widely diversified, and we have a good track record of how those payments come in, is very appropriate for some debt financing. I am a for-profit business person. I came out of that industry, and I am yearning to take this business model into the for-profit side. And so I think the next phase after this, as we've proved it not only in Uganda, but also in West Africa, will be to take this into more of a hybrid model. There will always be, because we are empowering women, we are working in clean energy, we're working in development in Africa. I think we will always have access to a source of contributed income that supports the training, supports the development of the market, and supports the development of the industry. But there is a powerful economic engine here that can drive a for-profit company, the network of entrepreneurs themselves. This seems to resonate with people, the fact of empowering women and addressing issues of clean energy, and we've had some really great response already. Newsweek noted that Solar Sister was one of the 150 movers and shakers in 2010. United Nations Foundation has asked us to join the 2012 Sustainable Energy for All Committee and to chair the Supply Chain in Entrepreneurship Working Group. We've also been noted for innovation from Clinton Global Initiative, Ashoka Changemakers, and Women in the World Summit. And then in a name that will probably resonate in this community, Google put Solar Sister as one of the highlighted women's organizations improving women's lives on their homepage this year for International Women's Day. We had quite a spike on our website that day, I might say. So none of this could happen without the team. And the team really provides a global perspective. We have a Ugandan geek, I think is the best word I can describe her. She comes from the ICT and communications industry. She's brilliant and she's fantastic running our operations in Uganda. The importance of that is, even though I talk about marketing and I think of Solar Sister as a marketing company, what it really boils down to is we're an inventory management, data management, and money management company. Because if none of that works, nothing can work. And so having someone at the core of our business who is very comfortable with all of that data management, money management, and systems management is key. Naya Misra is our Director of Development, but I often think of her as our Chief of Collaborations. She is the most brilliant person for building partnerships. She's an energy economist from India. She's been working her entire career at base of the pyramid solar lighting issues. And then me, and I come from the investment business and then also from philanthropy and from not-for-profit and recently made marketer. So the impact that Solar Sister hopes to achieve is that by 2015, we can reach 3.4 million people with light. That will generate $56 million worth of household savings from avoided kerosene cost through empowered Solar Sister entrepreneurs, 2,500 of them, bringing light, hope, and opportunity to East Africa. So here's the team. This is a part of the team. This is one of our teams of Solar Sister entrepreneurs. Empowered women bringing clean energy to Africa. Some of you may want to invest or be involved because it's the right thing to do. And others may want to get involved because it's the smart thing to do. Thank you.